In this video, we're going to talk about how to do R-CBM data entry and navigation, which is a lot more of a complex process. But what's really exciting is that it's going to, I think, facilitate making sure that everyone is moving up and down with testing in the same way. And it's exciting that this data is going to be in the database in a really useful way. So the first thing you're going to do is, again, you're going to get students. Then you'll administer the first level of benchmark. With R-CBM, of course, there are different grade levels that we're testing on, so always make sure that you're checking that the level that you're administering to students matches what is in navigation. Then you'll click enter. After you click enter on the first round of scores, a pop-up will tell you what are next steps, whether you need to test up, test down, or whether your testing is finished. If necessary, at that point, you'll continue testing. After all the testing is complete, you'll have clicked enter. You will still need to hit submit. So this is where I think some people might forget, and then their testing scores are not going to save, which would be really tragic. So remember, always hit submit. Always hit submit. This is especially important as your R-CBM testing. I think I'm anticipating some people might skip that step. A couple of things of note. So after you test, about 10 seconds after you test kids and hit submit on their data, a star, an asterisk, will appear next to the names of those who have already tested. This delay is just the amount of time it takes for all that data to save and for navigation to upload the page. So just don't panic if you don't see the star right away. But it is a good idea for you to check that the star shows up in 10 to 20 seconds to make sure that that data did get into the system. Now, because it's so complex, you cannot change R-CBM scores after you hit submit. That's why we're including lots of pop-up windows along the way for you to remind you to double check the scores. I know there's going to be someone out there who's going to hit submit on a set of scores and realize that an error has been made a second too late. So at that point, our only option is for you to email Matt Smith the student ID number, and he will wipe all the R-CBM scores directly from the database. Unfortunately, there's no way to automate this process because every kid has a different number of tests that he goes through, and so this is just our best option at this time, okay? So just be very careful as you're entering R-CBM scores. Now, another important point. Right now, R-CBM data, as soon as you hit submit, it kind of disappears. It doesn't stay there on the page. It's gone to the right place. It's in the database, and you'll be able to see the final words correct for the final grade level on the tiering page, which is we're going to go over in the next video. But you won't be able to see all the scores, how they did on each passage and the errors. And I know that a lot of people want to see that information as they're testing. Again, all that is being saved. It's just not going to be visible to you right in the moment. I've told Matt that that's definitely a priority for our team. We don't want, we want to be able to see this data in the moment, and so he's working on a fix, but he's not sure if that fix will be ready by Monday of next week. It might be a little longer. So if you're planning to get started fluency testing right away and it makes you nervous that you're not going to be able to see all the scores, I recommend either keeping a paper copy or saving the R-CBM data in Excel in addition to entering it in navigation. And I will send out a simple Excel form that you can use to do that with, okay? So let's go to the website. So to enter R-CBM data, again, I select my campus, the grade level, and the assessment is R-CBM. The list that's going to populate is only those students who had an open R-CBM goal based on their middle of year data, okay? So this is all the kids that navigation knows they need another benchmark. Now, it is possible that you had a student who was maybe absent for the entire middle of year benchmarking process, or maybe a late student who transferred in, someone you need to test in R-CBM who's not on this list, okay? If that is the case for this year, just again, do their testing in Excel, add them to your Excel document, and calculate their tier placement on your own. And at the start of next year, when we enter our student groups for next year, we will have them in the system with a goal for next year, okay? So what do we have in this list? You have student ID numbers, student names, and next to each student's name is the grade level, and that's the grade level where we're going to start them testing. So Denise was on a 4th. Now, you'll see a star next to some kids' names. Those are the kids who I've already entered data for them. So let's go ahead and test Adriana Cano, who doesn't have a star next to her name yet. She still needs an assessment. So I select her name, hit Start Assessment, and she needs a level 3 benchmark. So I'm going to start testing Adriana, and she gets, believe it or not, a 66 with 0 errors on all her probes. Then I hit Enter, and remember to read the field, read the pop-up. So 66 is too low to pass out of a 3rd grade level. So it says, the student has not met the minimum requirement score for grade level 3. Please administer the 2 grade benchmark. And it says, please confirm the scores are correct. It's saying that because at this point we want you to check that you didn't accidentally type something wrong. We all make little mistakes as we're typing, so double check your answers before you hit OK. Otherwise, there's not going to be an easy way to go back and fix just one score. Okay, you'll see now they're shaded. I can't go back in and change any of the scores at this point. All right, I would have to, if at this point I noticed an error I'd made, I'd have to reset scores, and it would take me all the way back to the beginning. So at this point, I would then enter the 2nd grade benchmark scores. But let's actually go ahead and reset scores so I can show you what it looks like if Adriana meets her 3rd grade goal. Let's say she does exceptionally well on the 3rd grade goal, on the 3rd grade passages, I mean. Again, you can't leave blanks for errors. You do need to fill in all the way across. Okay, now the message says the student has tested out of grade level 3. Please administer the 4 grade benchmark. Again, please confirm the scores are correct. I check each one. Yep, that's what she got. That's what she got. I hit OK. Now I can enter the 4th grade data, and when I'm done with that, I'll hit Enter. Okay, I'm going to reset scores one more time to show you the message you will get if Adriana falls within the range for 3rd grade and doesn't need to test up or down. So again, I'm going to select her name, hit Start Assessment. None of those scores had saved because I never got to a place where I hit Submit. So you'll see Adriana still, none of that data has actually gone in. Uh-oh. Might need to reload. Well, this might happen. Real life. Okay. I think it might be because I had it open twice or something. So no big delay. This is real life data entry. Okay, let's do Adriana one more time. Hit Start Assessment. And this time, she meets expectations for a 3rd grade level. I hit Enter. Now you'll see the field benchmarking is complete. Please confirm the scores are correct. I'm checking them. Yes, they're okay. I hit OK. I'm not done. I'm not done because what have I not done? I have not hit Submit. These scores will not save if I were at this point to select another student or go to another web page. You always hit Submit. I must always hit Submit. So once the testing's done, I hit Submit. And now's a good time, again, if I wait 10 seconds, about a star will appear next to Adriana's name, and I know that her data has saved and that it's safe. And there it is. That was just about 10 seconds. Okay? So I would say before you move on to the next student, always check that that star is there and you know that the data is entered. Okay? That's it for R-CBM testing.